Ermes Gasparini's injury update and his final response regarding the comments about his loss against Artyom Morozov. First of all, he thanked Infinity Functional Performance for providing the peptide therapy and recovery supplies. We will be talking about them later in this video in detail. So Ermes started the peptide treatment about 5-6 days ago, and he hopes that it will speed up his recovery. He plans to visit a physiotherapist. Maybe he has already started doing that. Ermes is a full-time arm wrestler, so he has to take care of his arm. There is no other option for him. Even though his left is pretty solid, it may be like top 15 in the world, top 20 in the world, still it's not good enough to give him regular matches to feed himself and feed his family just based off his left arm performance. He can do that with his right, but maybe not with his left. That's why he needs to take special care of his right arm. This is just my belief. That's what I think. So he will get another MRI because he felt his elbow cracked, like not literally cracked, but he heard the crack sound about 3 to 4 times during the Morozov match. Now the pain is concentrated around the elbow area and it extends into the forearm. Whatever I'm saying here, Ermes said that about 3 days ago, so the pain may already be gone for all we know. Ermes was experiencing significant pain when performing certain movements which are similar to what he felt before the match. His elbow injury had significantly reduced his side pressure and overall power. The numbness in his hand, it reduced sensitivity into 2 fingers, suggesting maybe there is some nerve involvement, which he will know later after the MRI report, I guess. So he chose to compete because a cortisone injection that he got, it reduced his pain and made him believe that he can perform. He's all ready to go. But as we saw, he wasn't ready to go. He rejected the claims that the promotion East versus West forced him to compete. He said agreeing for a match and competing there was his own choice and his own fault. He fully accepts the loss and says that he's only explaining what happened, the kind of physical problems that he felt before and during the match, and also after the match that we just discussed. Ermes believes he was too light for the match. He was weighing about 125 kilos. So apparently Ermes knew that he needs to be at least 135 plus for Levan, but he kind of underestimated Morozov by showing up at 125 kilos. Maybe he thought that it was going to be enough. Now in the future, he plans to be heavier, targeting around 130 to 135 kilos. He wants a rematch against Morozov, but only when he is fully healthy and he has 100% recovered. And he's 100% sure that he wants his revenge. He will get his revenge. Ermes intends to reduce the amount of table practice in the future preparations. He will focus more on strength training, back pressure, just like the preparations that he did for Vitaly and Levan. And in both of those matches, Ermes performed well. So it is natural that he's thinking that that preparation or those preparations were better than the recent ones. Because at that time, I don't think he was doing 2-arm work or even band stuff where one guy is pulling on the band on his arm. I don't think he did it back then, but he did it this time and it didn't really give him good results. So currently he's doing only blood flow workouts. He's trying to recover. He thinks that it will take him several months despite the peptides and physiotherapy and whatever the MRI report says, whatever the treatment he gets after that. Despite that, it will take him months and he will probably recover by November or December, and that is when he will be competing. Ermes is also curious about seeing a match between Morozov and Devon Larratt. Finally, he said that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but I will return stronger than ever. I will never give up. Now let's talk about the Infinity Functional Performance video which they posted on their YouTube channel. The title is How World's Strongest Arm Wrestler Uses Stem Cells Inside Levan's Stem Cell Treatment. So the sequence of the treatment was first ultrasound assessment of the problem, then vibration plate activation, then the shockwave therapy, then manual therapy, ultrasound guided regenerative injections. This was the main thing, I guess. Then PEMF recovery, red light therapy, and peptide protocol. I really enjoyed that video. Like, it was a very beautifully, very well done video. So the goal was to reduce pain, improve tissue healing, and accelerate recovery from chronic arm wrestling related injuries. The initial assessment of different athletes were different things. Levan had a problem near his shoulder. In the bicep muscle, the distal bicep tendon was irritated. Morozov and Ermes had problems near their elbows. Not Ermes, Bogdan Stoica and Morozov, because these were the 3 guys that got the treatment there. In the vibration plate activation, before the treatment, athletes performed a static pulling. They were saying that you need to go only 25%. But looking at Morozov, it looked like he was going almost all out on that thing. I mean, the Terminator is not going to let a machine win against him, right? The purpose of this was to activate the muscles and the nervous system, to increase circulation, to improve recruitment of stabilizing muscles, to prepare tissues for injections, and help with direct healing responses. Then the shockwave treatment was applied to the painful regions. The acoustic sound waves targeted the injured tissues, and the painful areas indicated damaged tissues. So whenever they were feeling pain, it means something is wrong there. I'm discussing this treatment in detail because it is the first time we are seeing something professional like that. It looks like I'm doing a promotion for Infinity Functional Performance or whatever their name is, but I'm not. I really liked their presentation. I hope the treatment is also actually as good as it looks in the video. So the purpose of this shockwave therapy was to reduce pain, improve blood flow, increase healing response, prepare for regenerative injections. The athletes clearly experienced some discomfort, as we saw, but overall they tolerated it well, and in the end they felt pain-free.
I think he can deal with some pain here. He's still smiling.
Too much.
Then the manual therapy, active release technique, joint mobilizations, soft tissue work. Then finally we got to the regenerative injections part, the actual stem cell injection. And then during the recovery phase, we saw the pulsed electromagnetic field treatment for the nervous system, improved recovery environment, red light therapy. And finally, there was a relaxation session and the peptide stack. They were giving them some peptides too. Usually the stuff that arm wrestlers take anyways for performance.
You ever have peptides before?
Peptides?
BPC, TBE.
Yes.
Bogdan Stoica has also been posting his recovery updates, and it's weird that how badly damaged his left arm looks while he was competing with the right arm. It was not even a left arm competition. We really need to get rid of the corners of the table. I've already discussed that in one of the video. It was a beautiful idea that I got from Ian Carnegie. Why does the tabletop of an arm wrestling table need to be a rectangle? Why can't it be circular only at the edges? I don't think there is any harm in that. The good news is that Bogdan's MRI did not indicate any ligament damage. It may be a small muscle tear, which he will surely fully recover from. Now Dave Chaffee versus Oleg Petrenko. Oleg Petrenko asked on his Instagram page while posting the photos of him arm wrestling Michael Todd, who should be next? Michael Todd tagged Dave Chaffee, right-handed, and Levan Morozov, left-handed, in the comment section. Dave Chaffee immediately responded by saying he is ready. Oleg Zok said, let's go when? Dave said, I'm ready right now. And then finally they ended up tagging East versus West 2. They want this match to happen as soon as possible. Both are ready. I would like to say here that sometimes or many times these days, the arm wrestlers and also East versus West organizers, they are always in a hurry to announce that an arm wrestler is too good for his weight category. We have no matches left. We need to move this guy up a weight category. It happened with Oleg Petrenko. They started talking about him like he's untouchable at 105 if Devon isn't there, and they wanted to move him up at 115. He also wanted that. We saw the same with David Samushia. He got beat, and as soon as he got beat by Manifester, Robert Baxter immediately started saying that now Manifester is too good for the weight category. We need to move him up. I still would like to see him versus Sasho Andreev or him versus Nurdolat Aider Khan at 85 kilos. We heard the same stories about Todd Hutchings, that he's too good for the 95 kg category. He's untouchable. Nobody can beat him. Then he got beat. And we haven't seen Bacho versus Todd Hutchings as well. And there is a good chance that Bacho can do the same thing to Todd that Oleg Petrenko did. But before seeing these matches, we already came to a conclusion that Todd Hutchings is too good for 95 kilos. I mean, even if somebody wins dominantly, doesn't really mean that he cannot lose against some other guy. We need to see all of the matches, all of the possible matches before deciding to move somebody up a weight category. What are your thoughts about Petrenko versus Chaffee? Mention in the comments. A couple of weeks ago, we discussed a court order which Ryan Bowen had posted on his YouTube channel. It basically said that the ban that People's Arm Wrestling Federation of India is imposing on the athletes for their association with Ryan Bowen or for competing at Ryan Bowen's event is incorrect and it should not happen. It told People's Arm Wrestling Federation of India to stop doing that until the next court date. They obviously challenged it in the higher court. I'm discussing this because these issues are worldwide in the arm wrestling community, bans and stuff. So maybe we can get to know the idea what the courts have to say about similar situations. This is what the June 3rd High Court order says. The People's Arm Wrestling Federation of India appealed a temporary injunction granted by a lower civil judge. That lower court order had blocked the federation from enforcing its disciplinary directives and letters against Ryan Bowen. The legal flaw was the High Court noted that the lower court completely ignored the mandatory legal procedure. It had issued an emergency order, an ex parte order, without giving the federation proper notice or recording a valid reason for the urgency. So the final decision was the High Court stayed the lower court's injunction. This puts the federation's restrictions against Bowen back into full force. The next step is the court issued a notice to Bowen to return to a formal hearing on July 13th. This date is after the date on which Ryan Bowen is planning to organize the Elijah Cup in India, which has many super matches. And then there's another court case going on too. So Ryan Bowen was officially told by the government to go out of India. They were trying to deport him. This is a June 10th order, so pretty recent. Ryan Bowen challenged a Leave India notice issued on June 4th, 2026, which ordered him to exit the country within 5 days. The visa loophole. Although Ryan Bowen holds a valid multiple entry e-tourist visa lasting until September 2029, the tourist visa rules stated that he can stay for a maximum of 90 consecutive days per visit. Then he has to go back to his country or leave India. He overstayed it by saying that he was going under some medical treatment. He was going under the federational lawsuit, which we just discussed a while ago. And that's why he challenged the deportation order in court. And the court has stayed the deportation order. He can stay in India until July 13th. Then there will be a hearing on this too on the same date as the previous court order where there is another hearing. So it was a little bit confusing, but I hope I have made it clear to you in the simplest possible words.